And inside, it was really funny. I returned the book back to the VFW, and the guy called me the next day. You may want to come back and get a new code in here. I said, what do you mean there's photos in there? He said, he did all the different groups. Like there were, in Maine, there's small little groups. Every single page that was a different organization on, he had a picture of my mother in a bathing suit. So when he was writing in, he would look at the picture. So when she found out, she had a meltdown. She said, oh, it's old man looking at my picture of mom. I said, you were 19. They didn't recognize you, trust me. So the one, he also, if you remember, Boy Scouts had a Boy's Life. And that was the magazine I read as a kid. There was another one, but that one my uncle got. And I couldn't read that when anybody was home. That was a fishing magazine or something. Yeah. But maybe that's why I started my joy of photography. I don't know. I did get to work for them once. I thought it was boring. But does anyone know who Renee Russo is? Yeah. Okay, so I had a company like Macy's. And for 2 years, every Wednesday, I had her in the studio for lingerie. And trust me, I never missed a Wednesday. She said to me one time in the beginning, she said, I was younger, much younger than she was. She said, you can stop shaking. When the customer went away, I said, I'm not shaking. She's coming. I was like, well, maybe, never mind. We won't go there. But anyway, so, trust me, lots of fond dreams. But that's what that whole business was about. I had the pleasure of photographing 3 presidents, Jimmy Carter, Bush Sr. Bush Sr. I even have a better story with because we rented a house. We rented a house in Maine and it fell apart when we got married at 40. So this farm was looking for a caretaker. I had farmed as a kid. So I signed up to be a caretaker. My wife said, you can run the tractors. And that we get to live on the ocean for free. So we did. George Bush Sr. rented an apartment on the farm for his sister. So when he was retired, he would come all the time. But I had photographed him years before when he was president. And then I did the last guy that's in now, depending whether you like him or not. I did his, I went to his wedding in, when was it, 96 or something, a middle wedding. That was the wildest party you've ever went. I took my wife, who was very shy, to that. And at our table like this was Howard Stearns, O.J. Simpson, George Foreman, 6 million, whatever the 6 Lee Majors, I think, and 2 Brett girls. That was our table for, and what's his name? Robin Leach. That's who we sat at the table for. But that's a funny story. So this is what I'm trying to do here. This woman in the middle here wrote this story about her as an organization that helps. They're an auxiliary for the combat riding motorcycle group. So she wrote this beautiful story about what it's like to be a wife of these guys and what they go through and everything else. And the picture they had of them was, one of them had I'm talking short shorts. It would be on short shorts. My wife looked at it, she said, "Put that on the cover?" As you can see, whatever. It was just short. So we called her, and this is my skill where I took the photograph, and I said, please all wear matching jeans and black shirts. We don't have a budget, otherwise I'd buy them for you, because that's what we do for movie stars. But I don't have that budget. So let's put this together. That's the cover. The letters I got from them, thanking it, whatever. And inside there, you'll see this, one of them here, was really funny. Their husbands came, and it was Mother's Day. So we were at the Woods End, we decided to use them. So they were all dressed up. So I said, I'll do a picture for you as a thank you, as a group. So we did the picture, and then the editor looked at it and says, that's beautiful, that's in the magazine. I said, no, that's not. I've got other ones of them. She says, no, I have to have it because the story's about them helping their husbands. You got your husbands in there, whatever. So that's a little bit of how this was, what's really funny now is TV 31, I think it's called. Channel 31. They get our magazine and then they look for the stories and then they call the guys that have been in the stories. They're too lazy to find their own stories. But this is a really touching story of these guys that volunteer, as you know, and do that. we constantly keep shifting around. My wife said we need to touch the younger generation. So these guys are in their 30s. So I guess that's your age?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ooh, see, I like that, sir. Look at that. I don't get that at home, trust me. I got a bunch of other stuff. You take the trash out. These are podcasters. This is a great story about these guys. And my son, who's 25, his whole world changed because of podcasting. I have a nephew who is Trump's first in line Secret Santa. I can't say what the other thing is because I'm not supposed to say, but he works there. You'll see him with Christy Nelm on TV all the time. Any of the commercials, he's 6'5", like this, and she puts him right next to him. Anytime she makes a commercial, she says, I want someone big beside him. But, so he came from the service into the Secret Service, whatnot. This is a great story. This is Charlie Watkins. In here, there's a tint to it to give it a little flair to it. But the helmet is white. So in Vietnam, all the helmets that you were given as a chopper pilot, they gave you a can of spray paint as well, because these were pilot helmets, but they gave them to the chopper guys, but they tell them to spray them to camouflage. Charlie starts spraying his helmet, and his new boss, he was a personal helicopter pilot for George Patton's son. So this is the Vietnam George Patton, who was a major general, not a straight general, I guess. He said, no, we're not spraying that, young man. He said, you're keeping it white. We draw fire first. Charlie was shot down 5 times. If he walked in, he doesn't walk very well. He has a walker. We took him to Wings Over the Rockies to do this picture because I knew there was a chopper that similar to the one he was in. So we get there, we have folks help us lift him up into it, and he's sitting inside there, and a little kid comes, and somebody lets the little kid from the other side of the chopper in, and the kid's sitting there in the other seat asking him all sorts of questions, and Charlie is just responding like a little kid, answering all the questions from him. And he turns to me and says, what was that little button for? And Charlie says to him, I don't know what that button is, and I'm looking at the guy, and I don't know him very well yet. Now I have lunch with him all the time. It's on the, is it called a yoke? It's not called a yoke, is it? The joystick? Oh, never mind, we'll go with that. My mother used the word joystick long before I think it was used in TV. I catch you with your, and So anyways, he didn't answer the kid's question. When the kid walked away, I said to him, you don't remember what that button is for? He said, oh, I most certainly do. He said, but every time I push that, I think I killed 200. And he said, I didn't know how to explain that to the little kid. And he said, and that's the button that caused me more trouble when I got back from the service. He was a mess for years. His wife stood by him. Now in Colorado Springs, he's invited to everything you can imagine. But he went through hell when he got back. He said, we used to tip the chopper sideways above the trees, just above the trees, and we would fly that way. I guess he was an incredible pilot. The reason the general had him do that, or Major General had him do that, was he could smell the urine. And if they could smell urine, they knew where the camp was. Then they would spin around, pop, and then see all the explosion from it. So it's getting to meet all of these folks. It's getting to tell stories. We have so many people that write. We have poetry here. We have so many people that write stories about moral injury and things like that. And these are experts. We are not. We're working on a story about mushrooms right now, about what that'll do. So these are people that reach out to us. We get calls. In the beginning, I had to go knock on every door I could find to find stories. And he's in the book. There's a picture of him holding a chopper. When he first met me, we do a lot of work with the Broomfield Museum. Has anybody been to the Broomfield Museum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have not been there, you need to go there. It's unbelievable. There is so much packed into a building, like 2 stories of this. That's it. And it is unbelievable history inside there. They have the best library with books that you could ever imagine if you wanted to go to. But it was definitely worth getting a group together and go. They're not open all the time. It's all volunteers. But So they were one of the first people to believe in this, and this gentleman came up to me about 6 issues into the process. And he was kind of cranky at me in the beginning when I went there looking for stories and things like that. And he walked up to me with his Chopper Challenge coin, and he put it in my hand, and he said, I didn't trust you when I met you, and I don't trust anybody. He said, but your heart's in the right place, and I thank you for what you're doing. And I walked away, and I said, can I marry your daughter? Is that like, but I don't think that was that, I wouldn't think I was that close. But so that's what we've been doing. I'm trying to think, this gentleman, there's a loved one parade. There's not many Veteran Day parades left. And this guy, Tony, is responsible for years of putting it together. When I talked to the VFW there and asked who's responsible for the parade, we'd like to do a story about it. And all of our stories, we really want to meet the person involved if we can. We don't do any stories of people that are passed. I could do my father, my uncles, whatever, but they're not here anymore. So we really try to do stories of today. And so I went in there and they said, well, this gentleman, Tony, call him. And I called, his wife answered the phone. She said, well, he's having cancer treatment today. I was like, damn. I hate that word. I lost my father that way. But so I finally get to meet him. He has pancreatic cancer, but I thought they had caught it early enough. Well, they hadn't. So when we finally went to press with the story and I took a picture to use for the cover, that's when I found out it was terminal, not that he was got a chance of getting through it. So when we finished the magazine printing in Denver, they give me a handful of them. I don't take all of them with me, although my truck's big enough to do it, because taxes in Denver are different than there is in Loveland. So I paid $300 more if I pick them up than if I have them delivered because of the taxes, because everybody's taxes are different. So I bring the magazine home. I call his wife again, and she said, he's not doing great, but he'd love to see you. So I went to the house. I walked in the door, and he's sitting there. And you can tell in the 6 months that I've known him how dramatically he has changed. And I give him the magazine, and maybe he literally looks at it, he puts it to his chest, and he said to me, I've been praying to God, I wanted to see this magazine. And then he said, can I use this for my casket? I planned my funeral. And so it was there. I went to the funeral, it was there, and we had people signing the back of it for the wife and whatnot. So the magazine now, we get calls in from folks all the time that want to write. We now, this next month coming up, how many remember Stars and Stripes? Well, this next magazine coming up, we have Bob Chambers, who was the cartoonist in Vietnam for it. And I'll tell you this one is my favorite. When I looked at it, it's priceless. He said they wouldn't let him publish it. It's never been published. We are going to publish it because we don't work for the military, so we can publish it. It's a cartoon of a guy sitting in a chair, and there's a surgeon standing next to him with like string or like stitching on it. And there's a hole through his head, like a cartoon, like not guts and blood, but there's a hole through his head, and the surgeon looks at him. He says, "Enlisted or a soldier or commissioned or officer?" He says, "Officer." He says, "Good. This won't hurt a bit." And they wouldn't let him print it. They refused to let him print it. So we're actually putting it into this month's magazine, and he has a little bit of dementia starting, but just lovely to talk to. And what he went by, when you read his story about why he did this and why he joined the military, he was in a POW camp as a little kid where he was born. And so what happened was this general came into the camp, and I'm bastardizing it probably a little bit, but he remembers him coming and then freeing everybody from the camp. It was over in Asian province. And he remembered that, and in his brain he said, someday I'm going to be a soldier. And so he joined, and he's got a lot. He did things in there not only as a photographer or whatnot. We have another guy coming up this month, Larry, who was in Vietnam, but also he photographed rock and roll. We're talking Jimi Hendrix, all these different, he's got these amazing black and whites. When I met him, I was like, someone said, because everybody's a photographer that I meet, and I don't brag about what I do too often because people don't understand it. And so I said, he said, photographer, so we went to do the story, and I was like, No, you are a photographer. I played at it. You photographed like people I wanted to photograph. I photographed people I got paid to do. And there's a difference. Well, some of them I did like. You know, Vincent Price was one of my favorites. I worked with him twice on 2 different movies, or like little short films or whatever you want to call them. And I always have funny stories. And I went to Catholic school, and I wet my pants one time in line because the nuns wouldn't let you get out of line. And I said, I really need to go. And the nun was like, you will wait your turn, and then you get to stand. The urinals back then as a kid were these super tall ones. They were like a bathtub on the side. I don't know if you remember those old school ones. And so I started to wet my pants. I finally get in there. And then by having to wait, I didn't need to go at that moment. So then the nun gets mad. She said, you need to be finished. And just at the moment, she grabs my hand to turn me around. Magic spray. And I sprayed the nun. She was convinced I did it on purpose. You know, and I still can't control my bladder now, but I've been working on that. But anyway, so all of what we try to do is just to tell great stories. We are really funny, and this is kind of a VA story. In Loveland, Cheyenne, Colorado Springs, Alamosa, Pueblo, all those places have my magazine. No problem whatsoever. The VA in Denver, they're afraid if they take my magazine and then Vogue might want it. That's what they told me. I was like, I'm giving you thousands of magazines for free. You know, right now we raise $10,500, so $10,500 from advertising, and it cost us $10,200. So there's a little bit of money left over for gas, although she never gives it back to me for my money. But so they won't let it in. And I met with a woman the other day at a function. She's a big wheel. I said, yeah, you guys are funny. I said, every place else lets the magazine in. You won't let it in. She said, well, we have to be very protective of our veterans. They're the ones writing the stories. I don't write the stories. Trust me, you don't want me to write the story. I'll wander too much in the story. I won't stay in track. But so it is kind of funny. We're hoping that we're trying to go after the bigger wheel. So I put a package together and I've sent it to, my daughter she worked at the White House. That was a pretty cool story. She worked at the White House right after Trump got in. She was in college. And she got in on her own merits, not my merits, because when I met my wife at 40, I moved and quit business. I quit that business completely. Then went and photographed doctors because they pay well and you go home in 5 minutes. You do a celebrity, you could be there all day. Literally all day, change different outfits, different location. I photographed a doctor at a hospital in New York. I'm back on the plane and I'm home in Maine for the end of the afternoon. But anyway, so she's there as an intern, and they put a little note out saying we need people to help pass out candy, Christmas candy. So she's like, oh my God, I get to go to the White House, because there's another building off of the White House where they still considered part of the White House, but that's where everybody works. The people in the White House itself it's a small building. I don't know if you've been there. I've got a nighttime tour of it, which is really cool. He wasn't there at the time, but I got to see the war room and whatnot. It's behind the Coke machine downstairs. It's really weird. You would never guess. It looked like a closet door with a little peephole in it. And inside there is the war room. Now, he might have gold leafed it by now. Because, or demolish it. Anything he says he's going to do, I worked for him when he bought Mar-a-Lago. So I did pictures when he bought that setup. And he only paid $17 million for that whole operation there. And when you go through the building there, and the bathrooms and everything else, you couldn't have built that for, nowhere near that. It's unbelievable. And he paid me. He's a funny duck. I mean, I was there one time for Tiffany's birthday party, and somebody handed me Tiffany. And I was single at the time. I'm thinking, this single woman, I would like to be a single. I don't want to hold a baby. So I turned to Donald, and I could call him Donald, I think. And I go to hand him the baby. He goes, I'm having a hot dog. I said, find someone else for that kid. And I get it, because he had this big, giant, messy hot dog that he was eating, and holding the baby and trying to eat a hot dog was not going to work, But he's as real when you know him off stage. And I think he's better this term because he's not so defensive of life. I would be that defensive if everybody was attacking me. We did have a nonprofit that came to us in different part of the state. And they said to us, what we're doing is amazing, what we're going to do is amazing, and our boss is amazing, and we want you to put him on the cover. I was like, and write a story about us. I said, you haven't done anything yet. You got a big grant, but you haven't serviced one veteran. We'll do a story, but we like to talk to the veterans who have been through the process. It's not about you. It's not a piece about you and your grandeur. And they just lit into us at a function that we were ripping veterans off. We were using them to get rich. Oh, he was furious because I want to be on the cover. I need you to promote my nonprofit. I can tell you what they did. They got a Range Rover to drive veterans up to the woods. So you can tell where their focus is if you buy a Range Rover to drive veterans up to have an outing in the woods. You could have done that in an old pickup truck. You didn't need to spend $100,000 of your donated money. So we are a little cautious of letting organizations in that we find to be, I can wrap that. So anyways, I've left some magazines there, and there's some more here of these ones that I had. So the older ones is only 2. That's all we have left. We have very little of those left. So share them around. And if you like it, my wife would just say subscribe. And we'll send them. Or subscribe as a group, and we can just deliver you a pile every time. We do that to a lot of the VAs and things like that. VFWs, I should say. So thank you. You have a question?
Is your wife the person you found to work for free on the magazine?
Oh, my wife's a vet. So, yeah, she's right. She's a kick-ass. She was born in Minot, North Dakota. She lived there for 5 or 6 years in the cold. Her father was a veteran, but never considered himself a veteran because he was an accountant on the base for 5 years. So even as time progressed, he didn't wear anything. He said, I'm not a veteran. I just was an accountant. But he did work. I mean, so there's that other thought that some people think because they weren't in battle that they're not veterans. But anyone that signs up and says, I'll protect you, to me is a rock star, So, but yeah, let me know. And our contacts inside here, if you've got questions or things like that, let us know. Thank you very much. And I'll leave you. If not, send us letters or cash.
Robert.
Several of us here have been fortunate for quite a few years now to go to the Aurora Salute the Veterans. And there's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world is there, and he just turned 102.
Howard?
Yeah, Howard Berger. His name is Howard Berger.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
And you just did a piece on him in one of your magazines.
Yeah, that's in that one. Yeah.
I just had lunch with him.
And he is the most unique person, because my dad flew B-17s out of England during the war, and Howard and I had a very long conversation about the ETO. He says, how many people have no idea what the ETO is?
I just had lunch with him 2 days ago. He's sharp as a tack.
He is.
He's fighting a cancer of some type right now. But that's what we want to do with the magazine. So we call that our salute to service. So those are people like you'll see Glenn Stenson coming out. Those are salute to service. And people like that deserve the credit. He didn't teach, but the Barry Manilow story? So his mother, they lived in New York City. He had a piano when he went to war. Barry Manilow learned to play piano on his piano downstairs, otherwise he would not exist. So some of the songs probably shouldn't have, but.
Howard told me that story last year, and I've seen him now for 4 years in a row, and every time I say goodbye to him, in order,
I'd like to have Grant Day come up here. Last meeting, we were able to, it was 2 meetings ago. Remember, he was awarded the Robert Leach Award for 2025, and his certificate and patch showed up like 2 days after we gave him the big plaque. So, the Robert Leach Award, National Commander Commendation, United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated. This 2025 award certificate is presented on behalf of the USSVI National Awards Committee to Grant Day of Rocky Mountain Base. This award demonstrates your significance and dedication, stewardship, or leadership roles toward the smooth operation has made a major impact on the success of the USSVI organization and wishes you a well-deserved Bravo Zulu. So here you go. Okay, Holland Club, muster at the Eternal Patrol table. Call the meeting to order. As you can see, that the majority of our members are Holland Club members, so we're in dire need of younger individuals. Hey Dan, can you set a chair out so that Gene can sit next to Honey?
There you go. You're in the front row. Be careful. Okay. So Joyce, take up his
Right.
There you go, James.
All right, right up here. 1, 2, 3. And I just have to Photoshop Dan out of this. All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Let's call the meeting to order. Craig, can you lead this in the Pledge of Allegiance? Please stand.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Myra.
Father in heaven, we thank you for the opportunity to gather once again. We ask you to guide our proceedings and help us honor the creed of the SSVI. Bless each one, be with those who are not able to be here. Thank you for what this organization has done and will continue to do. Guide our proceedings, and may we make wise decisions and have a great time of fellowship. In your holy name, amen.
Amen.
The USSVI Creed, please remain standing and perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in pursuit of their duties while serving their country. That their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice be a constant source of motivation towards greater accomplishments. We pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States of America and its Constitution. Please remain standing for the tolling of the votes for November. The USS Corvina, SS-226, lost on 16 November 1943 during a Japanese submarine attack off Turok. 82 men lost. USS Sculpin, SS-191, lost on 19 November 1943 when it was sunk by a Japanese warship north of Oruka Island near Turk. 2 died during the attack, 20 more died as POWs, 21 men survived the war, 43 men lost. USS Capeland, SS-289, lost between 23 November and 3 December 1943 in the Celebes Sea due to unknown causes. 76 men lost. USS Albacore, SS-218, lost on 7 November 1944, possibly by a Japanese mine between Hansu and Oka, Japan. 85 men lost. USS Growler, SS-215. Lost on 8 November 1944 by a possible Japanese surface attack in the South China Sea. 86 men lost. USS Scamp, SS-277. Lost probably on 16 November 1944 from progressive damage in multiple air and sea attacks east of Tokyo Bay. 83 men lost. In keeping with the USSVI Creed, let us remain in a mood of reverence and respect. Will we take a moment to remember those submariners who have received their final orders and are now serving on Eternal Patrol? The Rocky Mountain Base Eternal Patrol for November. Thomas Utley, 11/24/2019. Howard Loomis, 11/2/2022. Jerry Linderman, 11/11/1923. Please be seated. Holland Club Post. For most submariners, a submerged submarine provides a quiet and somewhat tranquil setting, free from many of the distractions present in the everyday world. So in keeping with that, we will take her down for our regular meeting. Clear the rig. Take her down. Dive. Dive. Okay, so we have several new members here. And so what I'd like to do is do a roll call. So let's start with Myra.
Myra, Air Force veteran. I was a nurse during the Vietnam era, but I'm here because I want to be.
Andy Medley, associate member, volunteer, part-time substitute chaplain, and commissioning chaplain of the USS Colorado.
I'm Harry Hughes, qualified on the scope in 1974. Again.
Dan.
Dan Ballard, USS Henry L. Stimson, qualified 1989, and I'm your base secretary and your USSVCF ambassador.
Susan.
Jim Alfaro, USS Boston, qualified September 7th, 1983 on the USS Boston's first deployment.
Ray.
I tricked you. I'm Ray Savard, qualified on the USS Tusk, SS 426 in July of 1968.
Dick.
My name is Dick Vaughn. I qualified on the USS Piper, SS 409 in December of 1964. And I was escorted today by Associate Member Terry Carrillo.
Terry Carrillo has been a member. He's been an associate member now for a year, about a year and a half, right? 2 years, and she just turned 99. Jennifer.
Jennifer Levine, my father was on the Sea Robin. I think he qualified in 52. He passed this year, so I'm an associate member. I'm helping Jean. We're running the Caps for Kids program. December 4th, don't forget.
You can sit down, stay down.
I'm standing. Gene Nagle on the USS Dogfish. I qualified on the Dogfish, and I served on the Sea Robin.
You want to get it here, huh?
Chris.
Chris Marino, I qualified on the USS Blueback in 1970 and then served on the Queenfish in 1970.
Jack.
I'm Jack Rose. I qualified in 1966 on the USS Segundo, and again in 1967 on the the MG Vallejo.
Nice to see you, Jack.
Robert.
Robert Adler, qualified USS John Marshall, November 1971, that's the 611 boat, gold.
And
And my wonderful, amazing wife, who has just supported me in ways I can't even imagine over the last couple of years. Had major surgery in October, and she's there every step of the way. I love her dearly.
Awesome.
Andy?
Randy Akers, I qualified on the USS Theodore Roosevelt Blue in 1975. And I have my wife Karen with me today.
Hey, Karen. Steve. That's it, Steve.
Steve Gold, qualified on the USS Houston in 1997.
All right. By the way. Now the other Robert.
From the Blue Crew, John Marshall. Robert Williscroft, I qualified in June of '64, and then again in June of '72 on the Montstoy.
The first one was enlisted.
My
second
wife
one-
is out buying pizza for me.
Yes, she's out getting the pizzas. So our first call was enlisted, his second call was as an officer. JJ.
J.J. Mackin, qualified on USS Trepang, SSN 674 in May of 1972. Also served on USS Henry Clay, USS Cincinnati, and CO of USS Lake Pond.
John.
John Newcomb, qualified January 1977 on the USS John Marshall Gold.
All right, two of you. Jeff.
Jeff also, I qualified on the other Marshall, the USS George C. Marshall, SSBN 644 Gold, in January of 1980. And requalified on the Daniel Webster, 626 Blue.
Danny Webster. Bruce.
I'm Bruce Weller. I qualified on the USS Fargo, SSN 650, and I'm here with my much better half, Clay.
And
Dan Chun, USS Amberjack, October 16th.
Craig.
Frank London, qualified on the USS Scamp, SSN 588 in 1993.
Good old 83. Ronnie.
Mark Northcutt, USS Francis Scott Key, SSBN 657 Gold in 77.
All right. And I forgot your name already.
That's okay. I'm Christian Stang. I was qualified in 2020 on the USS Connecticut.
That's one of the
It's one of the 3 Seawolves.
Seawolves class, one of the 3 Seawolves.
Can't talk
And
about it.
Mr. Dale.
Dale Bowen, I qualified on the Ulysses S. Grant, SSBN 631 Blue. And this young lady right here beside me is the most beautiful woman in the world. This is my wife Tammy, and your storekeeper, for those of you that don't know that already.
If you're looking for meth, he'll be able to hook you up with that, know it all, do all the stuff you want. He's a lot of help. Mr. Grant.
I'm Grant Dang. I qualified in the USS Benjamin Franklin, SSBN 640 Blue, in September of 1969. And I am your treasurer and your membership chairman.
And I'm Paul Wicks, the base commander. I qualified on the USS William H. Bates, SSN 680 back in 1974. I was also on the La Jolla initial manning crew and on the Tennessee initial manning crew. And I'm here with my lovely wife because I finally remembered. Julie, wave your hand, Julie. Okay. Well, we did our speaker already. not quite here, so when it shows up, we'll go ahead and take a break wherever we're at and spend some time eating some lunch. Okay, so let's go through the birthdays for November. Dan, you're on the 3rd. One of these days we'll have to get you to bring the cake, right? Marcia, you're on the 5th. Jimmy Alfaro, you're on the 5th.
Mine? Jenny.
Oh, you're right. Right there. Jenny.
We don't look alike, trust me.
Look close.
Not much better. Thank you.
And a lot younger too. Okay, myself is on the 11th. Lorraine Welter's on the 15th. Robert Justin's the 16th. Dave Linker the 16th. Joni.
Nope.
You ever had a chance to talk to her recently, or?
Oh, a couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago. She was our secretary and editor to our newsletter for 12 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Long time.
Long
Here
time.
originally, one of the original.
Members.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill Allen lives up in Estes Park. You got a call from him, didn't you, Grant? He's been able to move into a place yet, or is still working on it?
Still working on it.
Okay, himself and his wife both are in poor health, and they're trying to find a home they could move into that doesn't cost them an arm and a leg. Okay, I have Donald Rayerson. He actually lives up by us. I talked to him, I don't know, about 6-7 months ago, and he remains a member, but he doesn't particularly want to come to meetings. And then Dennis Evick is on the 25th. So next month, December 4th, on December, Jim Bradford, who passed away recently, is on the 2nd. Gene Keller, you're on the 9th. Jimmy, now I got the right Jimmy. Jimmy Alfaro on the 10th. Mike Duden on the 12th. Calvin Poland, who lives in Estes Park, on the 13th. Gary Francis, who's still in Hawaii. He roped me up to do the speech for the Veterans Day, and then he took a vacation to Hawaii. Elaine Krause, they're out of town right now. Oh, Miss Tammy Bowman. Yes, on the 21st. Michael Lewis on the 27th. And James Kirk, Vince, he likes to be called,
Captain.
on the 30th.
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk. So, do we have a volunteer to bring a cake for December? Oh, good.
I'll About 2/3 gone.
Okay, let's all go through some of the notes here until our cake shows up. Just to give you a heads up, we had a few individuals, they still go over to Post 161 for breakfast. I think they serve it twice a month or something like that on Sundays. And they had somebody come up to them and tell them that they wanted our base to come back to Post 161. So I actually their post manager and their post commander both called me and talked to me and basically said, no way in hell. Because they are booked solid for probably 50 out of the 52 weeks on Saturdays. So there's no chance of us going to 161 again. But we may want to start looking for new places. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, Western Regional Roundup 2026. Resort is in Samtown, Las Vegas. April 16th through the 19th, registration is open. We now have 7 of our members that are going. So we're getting, Jack, you up for it?
I may be, don't know yet.
Okay. Okay, well, so we got Bruce is going, Marston, myself and Julie, Tammy and Dale, and Deb, and Larry, Neff, and Deb. So that's all we're going now. It's a lot of fun.
did send in the $50 support.
Okay, yeah, I brought it up to the meeting the other day and let them know that you weren't the only one. There was a couple others. So they got rid of that form, and they're supposed to just send you to the charitable foundation.
Oh, I got the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so we donated $50. So they're going to put our patch up on a big display thing during the meeting. Okay, some of the new guys might not know about this, but we have a memorial over at 17th Avenue in Sheridan, which is not too far from here, and we are doing a project. It just so happens that next year is the 50th anniversary for our memorial. So we're doing a special plaque and stuff, and we got that all up and running. But we're also going to be doing engraved bricks, memorial bricks. And Jennifer there has the form for filling out a brick. They're $50 for a 4x8. You can put the dolphins on there. You can put your name, your rank, and what boat you're qualified on. We're opening it up to other family members that were military. I did one for my father, one for Julie's father and her grandfather, and then one for myself. And so if you guys are interested, she has the list. We're going to try to cut off the ordering in March, right?
March 30th.
March 30th, so that we can get all of the bricks in and have them laid before we have our memorial ceremony in September of 2026. Oh, and don't wait. Just because it's March 30th, don't wait until the 29th to put your order in. Do it early. How many, we got like 30 already?
Close.
We have close to 30, and we have 160 slots. So if you want to, let us know. Okay, base dues. December 31st. They're really opening up right now for all of your national and base dues. It's $15 for our base dues, $40 for national. If you go past December 31st on national, they drop you off the roster right away. So,
Last year, they started deleting everybody on the second.
on the second?
Second.
On the second. Okay, now, the way it works, how many here do month to month? I mean, year to year for, okay, so what I have right here is they're not sending out new cards. What you do is you keep your old one, and I have stickers here for 2026. So that'll be up here. So if you are yearly, year-to-year type dues, coming up and get your sticker and stick it on your card. Okay, remember I've been talking about trying to get Channel 9 to do a story about some of the events we do. I've been in contact with a guy named James Olgass, and he was all up for it. But then when he put it up to the producer, I don't remember her name, she decided she didn't want to, it wasn't newsworthy enough. And so then I went to Channel 31, Fox, sent them an email about a week ago. Never got a reply back. So they're not interested. So the possibility of us getting somebody to record us, Wreaths Across America on December 13th in the Arvada Cemetery in Fort Logan, that has all fallen through. Unless somebody here knows the contacts of a TV station, let me know. Okay, December 13th, that is the Wreaths Across America time that they lay wreaths at all of the military cemeteries across the country. They get hundreds and hundreds of thousands of wreaths. They truck them all over the country, and then they have volunteers that go out and place them in headstones and give the person a final salute. So Fort Logan has 120,000 grave sites. Each year they get between 30 and 35,000 wreaths. So there's a lot of empty spaces. And so what we started up many years ago, the base did, is that we will lay wreaths down to our past members who are on internal patrol at Fort Logan. And Myra, that is 25 now?
24.
24, that's 24. And so at the same time, we used to have a motorcycle submarine veterans organization here. Bruce, raise your hand, Bruce, he's the one that was kind of coordinating everything. And was it been 15 years now or 10 that you've been doing this?
2012.
Okay, since 2012, as our motorcycle group has been supporting the Arvada chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution that have been performing a small ceremony at the Arvada Cemetery for all the branches, one wreath for all the branches. We have a big headstone there for all of the members of each branch. So on that Saturday, we're starting off with a breakfast at McCoy's, which is right on the corner of I-70 and Federal. We start there at 8 o'clock in the morning for breakfast. Once we do the breakfast, we head over to the Arvada Cemetery, and their ceremony starts at 10. We're supplying 6 wreaths escorts, right? You said they needed 6?
Yeah, they need 6.
Okay. And so, have you got all 6 volunteers already?
Yep.
Okay, good. So, that's a fairly short one. It lasts about a half an hour. Then from there, we are heading over to Mulligan's. Is that right, how you pronounce it?
After we hit the wreaths at Fort Logan, Monahan's.
Excuse me, Monahan. So there's a bar and grill. I'll put all this information out on an email so that you have addresses and all that kind of stuff. And it's a nice little bar and grill. They have pretty good food. So we'll have lunch there around 11. And then at 12:30 is when they're handing out the specific grave wreaths. And I'll put on all the information with maps and locations and all that kind of stuff. Myra has our 24 members all divided up by sections. So when you show up there, I think last year I took 3 wreaths because I was all in one section. If your section has a wreath already laid down, all you do is go to the next section that doesn't have a wreath. And what I did was I just walked down until I found a Navy guy. And I gave him the wreath with a final salute. Okay, so it's all respect for our fallen. Once we get done with that, at 1300 here, we're having the Army-Navy game. And the post is going to put on a potluck. I think they supply chili or something, and then we bring in all sorts of goodies. And we'll be watching it on that TV right there. So it's a big day. We've done this now, that I know of, about 6 or 7 years, right, with the Army-Navy game and the whole works. And Bruce brings his whole family, his kids and their grandkids and the whole shooting match. So we get quite a mix. When we were at Post 161, I think we were the only Navy people there, right? There was more Army than Navy. But this year, Navy's undefeated, right? Or have they lost one? Lost one. So, that's what's going on December 13th. Okay, the next thing to cover is our Christmas gift exchange. So this is November. Our next meeting is December.
What is it, third?
20th.
Okay, December 20th is our next meeting, and we're going to do a gift exchange, and we're limited it to $35. And what we'll do is you bring a gift in, you get a ticket. We can call out your number. You can go and pick from the pile, or you can pick what somebody else already has, so you can steal things back and forth. But we're going to limit it to like 2 steals. One year we were there for hours trying to get the final person to pick what they wanted. Okay, so if you want to participate in that, it'll be limited $35, and bring it to our next meeting. Now, the following meeting in November is our auction. Excuse me, January is our auction. This is our annual, only time that we do raise money for the operation of the base. And what we do, our 50-50 also helps, but this auction is where we make most of our money for the year. And Tammy has already been going around getting all sorts of donations. I would like anybody out here that knows of a company like Murdoch's, Lowe's, Home Depot, Big R, anybody there that you think might want to donate. Some of them donate a gift certificate that you can then purchase items. Some of them give us coats. We had some really nice coats last year. But to be able to do a donation like this, you'll need to know our ID number, our nonprofit ID information. And Grant has all that information. So if you find somebody that wants to donate, get old Grant, let him know, and he can provide you with all the necessary documentation. So Tammy, what do you have so far?
Railroad. I have $50 gift certificate to Georgia Boys. All you guys know about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, lots of good.
And I got a $250 gift certificate to Shield. And I have to go in and go send them and go shop. So I'm not going to put up a $150 price for somebody to pay $10 when you guys are out of luck. I'm going to go shop.
What are you asking for, Dale? You got our opening bid?
I need it's more than that, but I need 700 that's what he goes for.
We can do that.
So, and remember, bring the items yourself. I believe that the dolphins right there was given to us by Cindy Pollock. It's a wood carved dolphin, and I guess it's from her husband, right?
Yeah.
He passed a while back, and then we have that poster right there. That's a World War II recruiting poster for the submarine force. Okay. Next item. We had the Veterans Day event on Tuesday at the Broomfield Museum. We had a pretty good turnout. It was about 350 people there, they said. They had a brass band there. They had choir singing. And then I was lucky enough to do the keynote speaker. That went quite well. It was a little chilly, a little windy, but I thought it went pretty good.
It's actually quite pleasant.
Yes.
You thought it was pleasant?
Temperature-wise,
It was cold up on the stage.
That's because you were in upper air.
Yeah, it was higher, yeah. Yeah, that worked out pretty good, they enjoyed it. And then we did the salute to veterans on Thursday. And that's what Robert was talking about for the World War II veteran. I think he was the only one there, wasn't he, Robert?
He was.
He was the only one left. He was 102 years old, and he just had to have pictures with all the girls.
We even sang him happy birthday.
And we all sang him happy birthday. So I got a bunch of pictures of that, and I'll be sending that out so we can put it on our Facebook and website. Okay, so that actually went pretty well. We had 20 people. We had 2 full tables. It's a lot of fun. We had the choir from Mission Viejo there. And then we had the bagpipe player. And what was the name of the women that were singing? Oh, Victory 3 or 3 Victories?
Victory 3.
The Victory 3. All dressed up in World War II, black uniforms and singing songs from the 50s and 40s. It was pretty interesting. It was a lot of fun. He talked to one of the honor guard participants. She was a seaman, right? Yeah, 3
Yep.
stripes.
Yep, Siemens.
I think it was Seaman Striker. And she gave us a little rundown of her time in service. She's only been in the Navy for about 14 months or something like that. But it was interesting. It was a lot of fun. And if you get the opportunity, we do that every year. And it's a good time to get together and enjoy a pretty good lunch. I thought it was good. Okay, Library of Congress Historical Project. Robert, anybody contact you yet? Nope.
But it is a busy season. I think the pizza's out.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a break. We have some nice munchies back there for snacks, and we'll go get the pizza.
This is.
Parts and pieces.
Right?
I haven't gone in a while.
Me too.
Oh, we're 5 to 10 minutes.
How are you, buddy?
Okay.
Looking for you every time.
Just knocked out. Okay, for the minutes, there's been no corrections to the minutes from our last meeting and put out our newsletter. Does anybody have any corrections? If not, then we will accept them as is. Dan, do you have anything to do with the Charitable Foundation?
Nothing in particular, just that don't forget about the USSVI, especially at the end of the year here. If you want to give donations to them, it helps our sailors. They have the Brotherhood Fund that really helps sailors throughout the United States with issues that they might have. And so it's a good cause to donate for, even if it's only $25. That's all I have.
They also helped us for our 50th anniversary plaque. We requested a grant, $3,000 I think was the grant. And, so they're helping quite a bit.
Dan initiated that.
Yes, Dan is your point of contact. He's our charitable foundation ambassador.
Right.
Okay, and there's not a lot of them. Probably only about 40% of the agents have them. But that's your point of contact. So they have the authority. And if you know of a submarine veteran who's having issues with his house, he needs a ramp built, he needs something to move so they can put a wheelchair in, contact Dan, and they have authorization, the charitable foundation does, for one guy to write off $3,000 grant. Okay, so if you know of any for the submarine veterans that need assistance, let us know. Dan, are you ready for your treasurer's report? No. No? No? Let's continue with this. Treasurer. You're gonna pay for me. Yeah, that's true. So, calendar, if you want one, you talk to Tammy. And we now have all the coins done. Tammy has. Yes, the name tag will be $15, is that? So it will be a name tag similar to this, except these, the new ones will have an electric or magnetic strip on them so that you can stick them to your head. I think that's about it for there. Webmaster, Patrick's not here. Cats for kids. Want to talk or do you want me to? You can. So do we have enough cats? Do we have enough certificates on it? Okay.
Cindy's donation.
Okay, Cindy Pollock, what was
$1,000.
Pollock's first name? Gary. Gary? Gary Pollock?
Jerry Pollock.
Okay, Gary Pollock and Gene Keller were the two that started our capsule book program 20 years ago. But Gene kept it going until it got Hinkley. And we now have Jennifer as our chairman for the capsule kids. For those new people, the capsule kids are, we have blue ball caps that are blue and pink. And we have certificates making them honorators, submariners. We have coloring books, crayons, decorate tattoos,
Teddy bear.
teddy bears, blue and pink, with the submarine dolphins on the chest. And we go to Children's Hospital, we go to Ronald McDonald's house, and we go to Brand's place.
We have real life submariners.
With real life submariners. And so it's a lot of fun to go see do, and some of the kids get really excited about it. It's fun to talk to the girls, let them know that they can serve on submarines now. So it's really enjoy it. Beanie Babies for them. So coming up, December 4th, 1800, we're going to be at Ronald McDonald's house. That's 932 North Potomac Circle. That's just off I-25 and 9th Avenue, something like that, right? What I say it was 932. It starts at 1800, 6 o'clock, and that's right in the middle of rush hour. First time I tried to make it there, I was an hour late. So I'm going to be leaving probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon to get there, maybe by 6 o'clock. Actually, what I'll probably do is leave a little early to grab something to eat and then go to the Ron house.
Paul?
Yes.
He's gonna let us all in as a group,
Uh-huh.
and so we're gonna be there at 5:15 to set up.
Okay.
So probably should be there all as a group at 5:15. We have to sign in, and then we'll all go in at one time. So 5:15.
That's a little different.
Yeah, that's.
Usually it's yourself and some helpers arrive earlier than the other people just drag in.
Yeah. I guess it's a new lady.
Yeah.
Ashley McCluster or something.
But last year they tried to put us out in, or not last year, I guess it was 2 years ago. They tried to put us out in the hallway. No, we're inside the cafeteria. There's enough space for us to take a couple tables in the corner and let the kids come to you. So if you're there and she wants to put you out in the hallway, tell her that you put her inside. Okay, so I will be putting all this out in an email that I send out to all the members on updating of the meeting. And now,
Ronald McDonald. It'll be on the website. It's on for tomorrow. I'm not in there, so we don't miss. Yeah, it's all one year.
okay.
Yeah. Being where I do it.
I feel like I'm talking into a hole here.
Yeah. That is fun.
So, what date is it?
December 4th or Thursday.
Our, for the month, October. And total income of $976.25. We had total expenses for
$1,396.90. So a lot of the income was for the paper bricks that we're doing for the memorial. Part of that 50th anniversary setup, we just replaced the flag mast for those of you new members that we have at the memorial. And so it's just surrounded by grass, and we thought it'd be good to make a little memorial platform, shall we say, out of laser etched bricks that we were going to recognize and honor those that are past veterans, family members, and immediate family members, and also the mother-in-law, father-in-law, whatever we serve. And you can then acquire the bricks, and we will have them placed. The planning is to have them placed by late July, so that we can be assured that everything is in place for our memorial service there in first week of September. So that we'll have expenses coming and going through that. We just placed our first order of the bricks, and in the final stages of proofing them, so that we can get those under construction. And the second order is getting ready. It's coming up in size, so it makes it easier to do them as we go along. So if you have a desire and you'd like to get something done, then you can get me the order form, and we'll go from there. What was the deadline? The deadline. The deadline, the end of the is March 30th. March 30th. Grant mentioned you don't have to set a year later. You start from the left with the carrier on each side. And then so you can look at the order form. You can put like the U.S. Navy logo on, or the submarine dolphins on your order. On the 4x8 bricks, the logo will be on the left side, and then your text will be on the right side. You just start at the left side and type your text in, and then they will do the centering of the letter within the space that is allowed. There's a couple of examples on the order form what you can do. In the shaded area that you see there, if you select to use one of the logos, then the shaded area is where the logo will be placed. So you don't put any text in that area. So just keep that in mind. The 4x8 bricks, it's a similar type of thing. The logo usually goes above, or have your 5-line text or go below. So you where to find us these order forms? So if you have relatives that you'd like to honor, better cut and order those are available. Make a separate form and put it through. We like to participate. So we'll get them all made, and then we'll have them laid on the deck. And maintenance wise, the only thing that's have to do with the bricks is about every 2 to 3 years. You want my shirt on? We can let it seal it with the bricks, taking brick swimming a sealer with bricks. I served with him on Sculptor. Okay, any questions about the dollar sets? If you'd like to take a look at them, I'll have them right up here. You can look at them after the meeting and see how everything's going. Next topic. We are constructing the model of a 1/34th scale model of the USS Colorado. The hull is just about completed as far as the base goes. We are making the fins and the planes. We're not going to have the bow planes sticking out on it because they're sticking out about 3 inches and make a perfect slice as people walk by.
we're just gonna take it, paint them on or something, their location on the side of where they should be. So they're going to, with the telephone, it's for fast speed running. So we are progressing on that. We should have that done before next next season, parade season start in June. And the thing is not only do we have to make the hull, but we've got to make modifications to the trailer so that we can have both boats on the lift that is lifting both of the boats up. And just to let you know, the weight of this new model is probably about 75% the weight of the other model. So it's, I mean, I can pick it up, by myself. It's just 13 feet long. It makes it a little awkward. That's not covered. Any questions? You never keep. If you'd like to see where you're at, come see me. I got some pictures I can show you how we progress. One last thing that I'll sit down and that is, while I've got this, is that we passed out a document to you about the project that is literally in its conception form. And the document has to do with this report, which has been published by, it's called the Unseen Version by the Submariners Advocacy Group. And what they have done is that, the PACT Act extended the benefits for Agent Orange exposure in other islands besides just on Vietnam itself. So anybody who was in the Pacific, the PACT Act could have become a major asset to you, because if you ever went wrong or in the Solomon Islands and anything like that, that expanded it. What this project is about is taking all the atmospheric contaminants that we were exposed to aboard ship, whether you were in Vietnam or whether you were in the Atlantic. As soon as you went aboard the ship, remember that nice, lovely smell that we had? That was amine. That's one of the things. Ionizing radiation, that thing you don't think about. But, so this report was assembled by the Submarine Advocacy Group, and its purpose is to get your congressmen that are on the Veterans Associated Veterans Benefits programs at Congress, to get them to expand the PACT Act to include the contaminants that we've got there. Gina, what about asbestos? Yeah, that's one of the items that's in there too. So it's expanding asbestos contamination. Diesel fuel. Yeah, diesel fuel, oils, numerous oils and things like that. Anything that we were exposed to in our travels, as soon as you put the cork in it, it's addressing those things because they're not addressed right now. So the document I gave you, Paul has also sent you that in an email this morning. And what you can do with the email is you can press Control and click on the link that we have, and you can read either the report or listen to the presentation that I saw at my boat reunion 1 week ago that was about this contamination. So if you have it on, take the email, and then you can address it very easily. Otherwise, you'll have to type in that link address that I have in the URL. So take a look at the report, read it, and what we'd like to do is have a cover letter that we can sign to, and I will deliver it to Brittany Pedersen, who is the Congress area. And she's on the Veterans Committees. She's very pro-veteran, and we can have her start rolling the ball also in Congress.
So this is in its infancy. We're right at the ground level of this report. This is a brand new report that's come out. So take a look at those links that you have there and read it, study it, and then make your decision. And we'll have a cover letter here next meeting. So if you'd like to join us into pushing this up, which every submariner that we have today should be interested in this, that then we can take and we'll present it to take it over to Ricky Pedersen's. Now, if you've got a different congressman, you can take it to their office too. We'll just let me know what it is, and I'll send you a new cover letter, with their address on it. So,
I think Gibson Carl might be a supporter of this, being that he's a veteran.
yeah, that's another address. So, if you think of that, drop me an email of who you'd like to send this to, but we'll have a cover letter for those that want to join us and sign on to this so that we can get it going. And just to let you know, look how long it took to get the PACT Act through. So it may affect some of us, it may affect none of us, but it'll help those in the future that are coming out, that are going into the submarine service. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so just to let you know, the Submarine Advocacy Group has got a Facebook page. We also have a website, submarineadvocacy.org. And to date, last time I looked, they have about 4,000 submariners signed up on their Facebook page. We only have 11,500 signed up for the USSVI. And this group has tried contacting the USSVI several times to see if they could get their weight pulled behind this issue. And they have basically said it's not within their mission statement. And so for the other guys, I'm also the vice commander for District 2 of the Western Region for the Submarine Veterans Group. So I'm going to try to go through our regional direct commander and see if I can get him to start pushing this on our end. So it's something we need to work on. Because you got to think about, you're closed up in that tube all that time, so we're just rebreathing the same thing over and over. Precipitators only took care of dust and oils. They didn't do all the contaminants. Yes, JJ.
I don't know if anybody else, I read the report this morning, and I have a list of people that have been affected. And I got one deceased shipmate on there, and I have two other shipmates or close friends who died of asbestosis. And I have a lot of classmates who were COs who seem to have died too early. So I think that's worth.
Definitely, just like Grant said, that this is for future generations too. This is for the younger guys.
Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
just one footnote for the young guys. The charitable foundation also, they do a scholarship every year for you or your kids
Or grandkids.
or grandkids. But you look too young to be.
I was going to say, I appreciate it, but not quite there yet.
But it's there. And we have a base scholarship. Is that what still going on, or?
No, we stopped doing that about 4 years ago or so. We didn't. We kept trying to get people to apply, and there wasn't anybody to apply. So we rolled that money into the general fund.
Okay.
Okay, bingo. For the new guys, you don't know, every third Wednesday of the month, we go to the Colorado State Veterans Home over there by the UC Health, off of the Colfax area, and We have bingo. Jean is our bingo caller, back up with Andy. And Jennifer, do you think you'd be able to make it this time?
I'm going.
Okay, good deal. And so it is November 19th, Wednesday at 1000 and it's 1919 North Clinton Street, Aurora. And I'll be sending that all out on an email so that you guys don't have to write anything down. We are looking for new people. We're getting short. Patrick and Eileen will be there because they're in Atlanta right now. So Jennifer, you'd be our number 6, I think.
Okay.
Or number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're number 5. Okay, just also remember that bingo, our next bingo is going to be in December 17th. And that is before our next meeting. Our meeting's on the 20th. And so I will send out emails on that too. Okay, parades, we got nothing. UBC, nothing. Memorial, we talked about the paving stones. Float, Grant already gave a brief. We don't have anything social set up other than the Christmas party next month. JJ, you got anything for the Colorado?
Nothing new this month. Haven't any contact with them. But
Are they still in dry docks?
so they're out of dry dock now. They've been out of dry dock since like September. Should be finishing up overall May, June of next year. Hopefully we're going to do a visit to them sometime before they leave. They're still waiting on hearing where they're going to fit. So pretty much the same.
Any scuttlebutt on the Australian connection?
No, so that's still up in the air. I did see, it looks to me like the current administration's on board with the previous arrangements so that there will be a vote or two going to Australia sometime. So I think that hasn't been derailed, what we do.
Okay, but they haven't really picked votes
But
yet.
they haven't picked a vote. Yeah, that's.
Oh, I wonder how the Colorado got in that mix.
Because the contract was for Virginia class boats. And they're supposedly making 15, we're supposed to be making 15 boats for them.
Oh,
I don't think it's 15, I think it's 3. But it's a multi-stage process, so, right now they're doing cross-training. Next step is we're supposed to forward deploy a couple of 3 submarines to Perth, and then we're gonna sell them some, and then I think they're gonna start building their own, so it's a multi-year process.
for those of you that got your quarterly American Submarine magazine, you see the cover picture is the pilot and co-pilot position for the Virginia class. And I took a look at that and I went, oh, crap, that's a lot different than what I was.
Just computers.
Yeah, and the people that were sitting there were 2 dignitaries from Australia. So they were giving them a lowdown.
Did they qualify? Did they get their signature?
No, I don't think so. It's a little joystick, a little joystick.
What?
Everything was a little joystick. Myra, I think we covered everything. You have a copy of the map of the Fort Logan, the X where the reef drop-offs are gonna be.
I can get one.
Okay, I'll look and see if I still have, I think I might have saved it from last year, but I'll look and see, because I want to be able to send out, directions and stuff like that. I think the map will also have that place we're gonna go for lunch, because it's so close, it's right,
Yeah, it's pretty close.
less than a half block from the, Sarah place. What's that? That's right, it's really close, and, From what Myra was telling me, that place has the oldest liquor license. I think it's the oldest liquor license in the state of Colorado.
Buckhorn Exchange has no, that's the Buckhorn, yes, the Buckhorn.
Oh, the Buckhorn does? Okay, so they're number two. But anyway, it's a pretty nice place. The only issue I was thinking of was that they only had that one waitress. And if all of a sudden we pack in there with 10 people, are they going to be able to get us out of there in time?
See, depends on which waitress it is.
Okay, for the good of the order, remember we need the deadline for the newsletter December 1st. So, Dan, I think that's you. You need to get everything to him before he closes it. The plaque, the 50th anniversary plaque, Mr. Ray volunteered to foot the bill for the installation of the plaque, which was at $500, and that's already been paid. That's paid, and the plaque is under construction. And they got the first payment already from the charitable foundation, right?
Thanks, Ray. Thank you, Ray.
Yep, thanks, Ray. Okay, the one thing here came to me through Dale. We have a submariner. He was a QMCSS. His name's Benjamin P. Ward Jr. And he passed away, and they're going to have his funeral on December 18th at 1300, and it's going to be at the Cherry Hill Community Church. And so that's just a service, right? I have a great site. Is there service? Service. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact her. He was a member of the USSVI, quartermaster chief, retired 20 some odd years. And we have a special reading. It's called the Final Salute. I think that's what it is, the Final Salute reading. It's pretty good. And so I'm going to offer the family to do that. So I'm hoping that we can have some support, maybe 4 or 5 guys show up. It is December 18th at 1300. And I will send out the information on, it's in Highlands Ranch, East Grace Boulevard. Not familiar with that, but it's called the Cherry Hills Community Church. Okay. December 18th? December 18th, it's a Thursday. What time? 1300. Everybody got their phones out. Okay. Our next meeting is December 20th. What do we want to do for food if they decide to show up? Do you want to go ahead and try for the hot dogs and fries, Robert?
Yeah, but maybe the third time's.
Maybe the third time's the charm, right?
Yeah, be cured by now.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not the same that you got 3 months ago. Okay, anybody else have go to the order? We're ready.
You just said this memorial for this sub-vet was on December 13th?
18th.
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 So this is 13th, the Army Navy thing.
Yeah.
1300 now.
Just Dale.
I don't know how many of you guys still remember Jim Rodemeyer,
Yeah.
who moved to Texas. He has been moved to a facility. His dementia got so bad he couldn't care for him at home. But he is doing well, making friends.
His son says he really likes it at 13.
He gets new friends every day.
No, it's really appreciated.
So those of you who don't know that Jim Brudemeyer, I don't know, 50, 20 years old, something like that. He had a big farm up around the Erie area, and he let us store our float in their barn for years. until we were able to get out of there. Which was hard to get in and out because of the road, dirt, muddy. But he was a cop for a while, I think.
My first cop.
He was the very first cop.
Yes, on this,
All right. So,
and he was also, chaplain for a while.
oh, okay.
He was the navigator of the submarine club. He
Yes,
drove like a wild man.
he was. He was.
He did not want to ride on the when he was.
There were times where he was going 50, 55, 60 miles an hour with people on the floor.
He was also the switchman.
So they slipped out on the ground.
The boat did? Or,
Paul Schultz.
oh, Schultz.
Schultz never well, he slid down the aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta watch out for Tammy too.
Runemeyer was the
Yeah, Frederick, you got going pretty fast.
boss.
Yes.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay. She really had, she was going fast. She was going faster than she will let go. Sure, I was going faster than
Runemeyer, I think he was sitting at the electric plant when God said, "Let there be light."
Yeah, he's an old piece of thing, right?
good answer here.
Okay, anybody else got anything good with over yes, Parker?
Just like to thank Jill for doing the pizza idea and how she exact how she get and which ones to get and all of that. It's amazing and I think we I'm selfish because I didn't have breakfast and
So there may be a few slices left, take them home with you if you like, and those, things that we brought, take those home with you too, feed your spouse, sure, yes.
Do we have all of the new members, address, phone number, and names for the address book?
We do, all three of them for like letting you know that all three of them joined.
Yeah. Just remember, you guys, get hot, your dink.
So,
we still got a few shirts in there to give away, so I think there's a lot of the
okay, Marcia and Robert brought a bunch of
shirts.
sure.
I'm trying to sell my motorcycle after 3 years of trying.
Yeah.
8 Harleys and 56 years of riding, and I decided, yeah, I gotta do it. So Marcia took all my shirts away.
Well, they're free.
Kids in the bottle.
We got others that are not Harley Davidson, so,
Something.
help you out. Remember on the way out, pick up some of those. Going there, so.
There you go.
Okay, are we ready to do the 50?
So, I gotta sell more, or do you want me to do it?
Anybody want to buy some more tickets?
How much?
$5, give you 6.
6? $1.
Get them while they're hot.
All right, you know, but she's got the last one, so throw will be right on top.
Say.
It's not here. Yeah, we're just doing.
I never.
What's going on? She's from the baby?
I remember.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. I'll be home here soon. It's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll up you in a bit, okay?
If one bounces up, that's the ticket we're good.
Last three.
Last 3 is 9, 2, 3.
I've got it, and I got news. I think my daughter-in-law just went to the hospital. We may have a new submariner in the future. What's that? It's my fifth.
Boy.
First time, by the way.
Okay, let's turn the vote. Let families will apply to the grant line. We have known the need to return to reality of the service. Service. Andy? Please stand.
Lord, for guiding us through this day and for the business that was accomplished, we pray that you will help us carry out our plans and be with us as we go, be with those who are sick and struggling, and be with our nation, give wisdom to our leaders, and be with those who defend our nation on and under the sea, in the air, and on land. Pray these things in the name of the Lord God Almighty, the Lord of hosts. Amen.
Amen. And Marco.
Yeah.
Marco.
See if I can hear.
Excuse me, the meeting is adjourned. Oh. Well,